Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some coloring. I bought these colors over the weekend and I just want to check them out. We'll take these babies out for a spin, but before I get started, I want to say if you all could just say a prayer for those people that are being affected by the hurricanes, to keep them safe in God's arms and allow nothing to happen to them. I believe that if we all prayed and put forth positive thoughts, that we could send this back to where it came from, which is the ocean. So I don't want to get too preachy and ask you to do something that you don't normally do. And if you don't pray, then I understand. Just send positive thoughts. I'm quite sure you believe in a higher being of some sort, even if it's not God. You do believe in something, and I just ask that you keep our friends in your thoughts and prayers. Allow them to be safe, that they can return back to their homes if they have evacuated. I have a few close friends that actually live in Florida, people that I've met on YouTube, as well as people I've known for most of my adult life. And even though I'm not in Florida, I am affected by it in different ways. I think that's what's been keeping a lot of people up at night lately. I think we're just ready for it to come and do whatever it's going to do and be done. But I don't want it to even come and do what it's going to do. I hope that between now and Sunday and Monday, it turns around and goes back into the water. You all know that I am from Houston, Texas, born and raised. I always talk about Texas. And so just so you know, my family is doing fine. Everyone's still affected by it. You know, some people are still without places to live. And I just wish that we as a first United States could get it together. And then as a nation and then as a world, we could just get together, have peaceful conversations, and get past this craziness that we are in right now. I do believe that everything happens in phases and everything will come and go, but sometimes resolution takes too long to resolve. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about these color pencils. I'm not sure if you have a Roses near you, but I have a Roses in the area. Well, I don't own Roses, but it's a Roses where I live. And we went there because I needed to get out the house. I hadn't been out the house the whole weekend. And normally when it's the weekend, I don't get out the house. But maybe one day out the weekend, and then the other days I'm in because I am a homebody. So I got these color pencils. Let's just go ahead and open these up. These were $5. They were $4.99 for 50 pencils. I thought that was a good deal. Of course, they may be crap and suck, but at least the case is pretty. This has no bearing on the product at all, but I was reading the labeling, and just so you know, it says, you know, the general warning, don't let babies play with it. Babies and children, it's a choking hazard, or they could die, or suffocation hazard. But then it says discard bag and any other packaging materials immediately after removing packaging. Do not reuse this bag. So they don't want us to recycle. I thought that was interesting. All right. So this is how it looks. It's just a cute little case. If I was really into altering, if I had a good alter game, I could probably put some adhesive stuff on here and put the paper on there and put my name or put a left hand or something like that on there. But, you know, this little packaging will probably stay like this forever. It is hinged. I'm trying to open it without making too much noise. This is really pretty. So on here, it's 50 in here, and it says that you have 10 charcoal pencils, which are these right here. They're not sharpened, which is okay. Then you have 10 metallic pencils. And I really was like, this is a good deal just for those, in my opinion, because I got some from Michael's maybe a month or two ago now, that was $5, and I think I only got 10 pencils. Then I got 10 drawing pencils, which those are sharpened, and that's what those look like. And then I got 10 watercolor pencils and 10 color pencils. So let's go ahead and get a little image out and see if we can't color this thing up. Before I go any further, I just want you to take note at the tips of some of them. Some of them don't have tips where others do. So this is a watercolor in this label, which is really cool. It's not, the color of the pencil is not labeled, but come on, get it together. It says Creative Charm Pencils. If you were looking for me throughout the week, I just want you to know I was working on my week 2 Spooktacular Halloween Hot project. So it consumed me this week. I did okay. I think I did okay. We're going to use this image right here that I stamped out, and we're going to color in some of these. And let's go ahead and pull out the color pencils and the metallics. The charcoal pencils and the drawing pencils will probably stay just like they are. I do have a book, a sketchbook, but it's empty because I'm not an art. You know, I don't draw. I'm not an artist. But I may try once I get back to Texas. I may try. So I'm going to just color this traditional green, this leaf right here. This stamp is so pretty. It's very gorgeous. It doesn't have who makes it, who it's made by. And I did clean the stamp, but I think I did. I don't think. I know I bought this in a D-stash. So it was kind of rough from the beginning. And this says A-N-M. I don't know who makes that. It's copyright A-N-M. So if you know, then if you want it. This stamp is very pretty. It kind of looks like an eye, in my opinion. Right here, it looks like an eye. It reminds me of Little Shop of Horror a little bit. But hey, let's go on and move on from there. So this looks like a vine. I may color that brown. But I'm just going to color this. I'm not going to do any highlighting of the shades. And maybe these butts are on here for blending technique. I am going to be watching some videos on color theory. Or maybe go to the library and get a book. Today is Saturday. I know I normally don't date my videos. Like I don't tell you when I'm making them. But this video is going to be going up today because I haven't met my weekly obligation yet. So I do want to get this one up, especially if I've been talking about the hurricane. I don't want to post it next month when hopefully hurricane season will be over. I think it ends in October. It goes from what, June to October is hurricane season, I believe. These little buds haven't bloomed yet. This stamp is just gorgeous in my opinion. Tell me what you think down below. This week at work was so, my goodness, it was just crazy. And this does not color that green. If you can see, it colors a light green, but I'm not coloring it hard down. I'm not applying as much pressure as I normally would. Because I want to try and do a little bit of blending with the metallic. In my opinion, from what I've used, the metallics don't, the other ones, and those are fancy metallics, the Faber-Castell. They didn't blend well, but I'm sure it was operator error. And usually coloring pencils, unless you need to do something in particular, don't really have instructions on how to do it. Because if you're buying artist grade, student grade pencils, one would assume you're being taught or you're teaching, so you kind of know what you're doing. Which is fine. I'm sure I could practice blending and coloring. And that's what I plan on doing a lot more. in the upcoming months, next year mostly, is getting my act together when it comes to a lot of stuff. I can't believe this year is almost over. I'm super excited though. Like, you just don't know how excited I am that this year is almost over. I get to go back home. I get to be closer to family and friends that I do have in Texas. It's really rough being by yourself. It's really rough being by yourself with a baby, where you have no one here in the area. I have coworkers, and but I don't want them to. My child is my responsibility, so I don't want them to feel obligated to watch the baby for me. That's what myself and his father is for. So let me see if that's what this really is. I think I've seen someone do this before. I don't want to misrepresent anybody, so I won't say any names because I can't be sure that I actually saw someone do that. Okay. I actually want to kind of color this rose black, so I may color this one black. I don't know why, I just do. And these tips, see, like this is black, and this one's dark blue. So I'll color these three. I want to color them up, and then I'll just do a traditional red rose really quickly. I was talking to my aunt last night, and she was saying that about the weather. She said it needs to rain where they're having all those fires, and that's just sad. All those animals, houses, people. We just need to, it's a drought. It hasn't been raining there. We just need to be mindful. And I do know, and this is going to sound really crazy, but some stories never get told where others do. I've been watching the news just to see how the weather is and what's tracking. These don't color that dark, just so you know. This deep red is not really what's going on this paper. But I've been watching the news, and not once have they mentioned the fires. So keep those people in your prayers as well. I don't have any direct friends and family, ex-co-workers, or anything in that area. And I guess it's not on the forefront of my mind, but it is on my mind. I think fire, well, all of the elements that the basic ones are not to be played with. You cannot predict weather, and I keep telling people that. And everyone thinks I'm being a butthead when I say that, but weather is unpredictable. You cannot predict the weather. Those are just forecasts that the news people do, but you cannot predict the weather. It may say it's 100% chance of rain, and you don't see a drop of it. So you have to just be mindful that the weather is not they don't have it down to a scientific method. You can't predict weather. Cannot predict it. And the problem with fires, especially in an area that's dry, it could start from the sun being on something too long, or some human being not mindful and throwing their cigarette butt down, or not putting out their campfire properly, or leaving trash that in a dry area that could spark. And then some disasters are caused by people on purpose. So I know that when they were talking about the fires earlier this year, they said it started from someone burning trash or something, and that's crazy. Last year we had a drought in this area, and they will, for some reason, people like to burn trash. I don't know why, but it was a burn ban. And whenever I would come home from work, on one side of the street, you could just see where the fire had engulfed an area. Black smoke was in the sky. It's just crazy how we're so advanced yet so far behind with things. This turned out really pretty though. I think it only turned out pretty because that stamp is so gorgeous. I am going to go in with this metallic color right here. I guess they don't have metallics for all of them, all the colors, and if they do, I haven't seen them. But I'm just going to color over this one a little bit. I don't expect for it to have any metallic, dramatic metallic color in it because I can't even see the shimmer in there. But I want to make it a little bit darker. I had pulled out my pencil with an eraser on there because I have been making boo-boos, but I've noticed, and I remember this from grade school. Look at this. It says Hiya Toots. You really, in my opinion, you can't really. You have to erase really hard to get rid of color pencil, but that was back in the day when they used different materials probably to do this. So yep, I'm just haphazardly coloring it. So now let's go ahead and get into this because I do want to try this dark blue. It'll probably be light blue. Again, I'm not going over any of the, I'm not highlighting any of the colors. And you can see how this stamp came out better than this stamp because I wasn't paying attention. I had started off using the Memento ink, Tuxedo Black, and it wasn't working out because I was playing around with a few stamps and I was stamping things out. It feels really, really weird not to make a video every day, but I'm so happy that I'm not making a video every day. I did enjoy Crater, and next year I'm going to go ahead and put it out now. For April, I'm going to probably do a video request for people to do Crater with me, and you only have to do one day of Crater. You can do whatever you like. You just got to craft something if you want to. Of course, you don't have to. But it'll be cool to just have everyone, a big collaboration for Crater. And next year, I am going to do that challenge that I talked about in one of my live streams. And the idea definitely came from Marty. And I can't think of her name. She's changed it a few times, her YouTube channel, but I think it's called Creatively Creating with Marty. She has a challenge going on right now where you only use 3 colors. And I've seen a few videos, and I do want to do that challenge. Also, Jackie has a challenge that I want to do. But lately, I've been backing away from doing challenges for a few reasons. Some of them are selfish reasons. Because I don't want anyone to give my stuff away in a D-stash. Especially if I take the time to make them. And giving it away, even though you're selling it, you might as well be giving it away because I gave it to you and now you're getting rid of it. Unless I give you a whole bunch of something, like if I said, here, take 5,000 stamps, stickers, This is really pretty. I don't know what these two colors are, but when I went back in with them, it definitely brings out the features of the flower a little bit more. And I'm just coloring in like a circular up and down motion. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I'm doing. So, you know, I've been very hesitant to join in. But I am going to support Jackie's challenge as well as Marty's. And, well, I want to do Jackie's, but hers ends at the end of this month, I believe. So I want to get it in. And again, it's not about the challenge. It's just about us, you know, supporting the person and what they're doing. I told y'all all in one of the craters that I'm going to be packing up all of my craft stuff. And I think it's going to happen sooner than later. I think by the end of October, all of my craft stuff will be packed up. So what that really means is I can't go to the store and buy more junk, craft junk. I can't dig in boxes and take things out. I'm just going to pack it all up, except for a few things. I'll leave my Hollywood lights up, and I'll leave this stuff, well, not all this junk on the desk, but I'll leave it out. And whatever I have, I have. If I don't have it, then I don't have it. I'm going to go in with this lighter metallic color. We'll see how that looks. See, that looks good. When my best friend got married, her wedding colors were turquoise, white, and something else, I think. And so her flowers had to be dyed for it to be turquoise. My mom was still here, and she was like, "She's so country." And I was like, "You can't talk about people getting married and how they want to get married." She said, "She country. She's just country." My best friend and I have been best friends in my adult life, because I had a best friend in high school, but my adult life best friend, we've been best friends for about 20 years now. And so, you know, she visited my house before, visited my mom, and so she goes to church, and so we went to Texas to visit my mom, and she needed some white church shoes for ushering. If you all are into religion, then you know what I'm talking about. And my mom was like, "Who wears white shoes to church or at all?" Because my mom thought she was a fashionista. That's even pretty. I'm not coloring hard because the camera is shaking. My little stand is loose. I need to fix the stand. Hope you can see my hands. Excuse the scraping. I know some of you don't like that. I wanted to pull this one out because I saw this color right here. Is it this one? Let's see. Right here, it's kind of like a silver. You can barely see it. And they don't have colors. It just says Creative Charm metallic pencils. But I mean, I got 50 pencils for $5, and they're not bad pencils. And I'm quite sure if I could use all of them, which I can, just not today, it would probably be okay. I'm going to end the video now, because I do want this thing to upload before tomorrow. So I just want to say thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your support. Please take my words that I asked you to do at the beginning of the video, which is to keep everyone that's affected by the weather, the fires, the flooding, the hurricanes, in your thoughts and prayers. And if you can, make a difference. I'm not going to ask you to donate any money, because maybe you don't have money, but you can volunteer. And you don't have to volunteer in the places that are affected, you can volunteer in your hometown, your local area, because we don't all have money to give, but sometimes we have a little bit of time. So thank you for watching, and happy crafting.